Welcome to Jokakaka. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And today we're talking about JoJolion Chapter 87, which is titled Ojiro Returns Part 1.
Yes, goodbye, Doctor and Dr. Meme. Say hello to Surfer Boy.
Surfer Boy, thick Surfer Boy has returned.
Yes.
How do you feel about this?
Awesome. He may look a little bit different from what we glanced back at the other old chapters, but...
He may move slow.
He's better, though.
He may move slow, he can't jump high.
Yeah.
But this surfer's just a regular guy.
No, he's not.
He's a stand user. So this guy is a fucking freak.
Anyone who dressed like that is not a normal guy.
I really love this guy. I know we probably should actually talk about the current chapter, but I did reread the first 5 issues.
Fun arc.
Chapters of JoJolion, which includes the fun arc, which is funny because he kind of gets overshadowed by Soft and Wet because it's called the Soft and Wet.
Yeah.
So his design does change. It appears that he's gotten tanner. He didn't have his symbol originally on his chest, and now he does. So that makes me a very intelligent JoJo reader.
You're a JoJo brony.
A very intelligent JoJo brony. I think that he has an evolved stand.
I don't think so.
It seems like it isn't. Well, actually, it kind of does seem like it is. We'll get into that later. But also, his hair is different. That's all.
That's probably just the glass shards that we saw from when he had defeated it. And he didn't feel like taking it out.
Yeah, but it's funny because now they're like tiny little black X's. So.
Also, wasn't nearly as tan.
All right, so let's talk about
the chapter.
But yeah, so briefly, how did you feel? What did you think?
I liked it. I like not worrying about the doctor and like having gonna be like a Jobin chapter essentially gonna be. So Tsurugi's gonna kind of be like taken out for this.
Yeah, it seems. Well, I don't know. It seems so. If we look back to the last time Fun was included, part of the gimmick of the stand is you need to injure a part of your body that gives him control. So, like the blood would form the symbol, so that gives him control of that limb only when he's above you.
Yeah, but we'll see how well he's able to control his stand or his little stand with it, because especially his stand, he may get the finishing blow, but I think it's gonna be the chapter to really show off.
Jobin. Maybe Speed King?
Yes,
Are we going to finally see Speed King?
Get 100% confirmation what his power is, other than somehow heating stuff up and making it launch.
Yeah.
So
and moving a car, driving a car with your stand.
Yes. So, yeah, I think this is probably what's going to introduce, but it's only part 1, and so they're going to somehow, like, drag out, like, the fight to, like, at least 3 or 4 parts, we'll see.
Yeah, it's funny because, like, already Ojiro has succeeded. He's already committed, like, he's succeeded in his goal here, so I don't know what more he could do.
He did more and found out more than, like, Josuke and his group found out in, like, the entire, like, of JoJolion, so.
I do love that.
You could say, like, oh, he was off screen for the entire time. He did more, though, in that off time than, like, the entire crew did.
Yeah, it is really impressive how he was able to connect the pieces of like Damo and tying Damo's like laundering business with the fruit trade and even Jobin.
So yeah, he managed to do it all like without having to fight every stand user in every like section of Morio in the way. So
yeah, he definitely let Gappy do all the legwork.
Didn't fight any of the rock people. Like he'd be screwed if he had to end up against Dr. Wu or like Ozone Baby, or
he would have been fucked against Dr. Wu. Dr. Wu would destroy him in his pathetic stand.
He got lucky that what's it called? They had duct tape, and Mitsuba had like the best stand to counteract it.
I think one thing I think he got a lot of people made fun of him a lot, at least the part of the like JoJo fans, because his stand is like really
specific.
It's very specific, but I think it's incredibly powerful, especially when he does injure and get his symbol on all 4 of your limbs. It says that he has like full control over your body.
It's kind of like those people who like what's called in part 5. What's his name? The guy who could shrink.
Little Feet is the stand.
Yeah, well, he was basically made fun of for you suck. But even though like he shrunk.
Gotcha?
I
don't know. I'm sorry.
He shrunk the car, and like even though the anime did that, but like kind of showed that he is like an assassin.
Yes.
But the manga didn't really do that. But still, like he's in assassination. He's gonna learn to use his stand to do his job.
Mm-hmm.
To, like.
And if you think about this, is one thing I love about JoJo. It's not like other shonen or
Formaggio.
Thank you.
I had a cosplay of him on the subreddit, a very good one, and I saw it right away.
Perfect. Something I really love about JoJo is like how the powers are limited. Like other shonen, like when you're Dragon Ball Z's, like you can learn to do a new big blast.
Not learn, steal a technique.
Or steal, yeah, technically.
Goku doesn't have an original move to his name.
That's true. But that makes him like the ultimate shonen protagonist. But so in JoJo, like you are stuck with your stand. So it's about using your ingenuity to learn how to use it effectively. So one thing I really loved, I'm going to keep talking about that chapter early on, the arc, is how meticulously he crafted the scenario. Like he even says, Ojiro says that he bought the apartment above Kira's, and then he kidnaps this woman, and like he goes through this entire thing where he sets up all these traps in the apartment,
all these the jarred nails, like all that.
Well, I think part of that is Kira's proclivities, with his like obsession with his own hands, but whatever.
Fingernails.
But it shows how like dastardly and evil genius he is.
Yeah, he'll think stuff out to use his stand to its fullest.
Yeah, and we don't know how long he was at the Higashikata estate. We don't know what traps he might have set inside the house.
He clearly had a spot to recon the estate, so
yeah, he's got his whole fucking fast food setup. So we know the boy is he's set up for a good time.
All right, so let's just start from like the top of the episode where he just eating a bunch of food disgustingly, like
him slurping the ice cream,
gelato
rather, sorry, is one of the most putrid things I think I've seen in a very long time.
Like we got a lot of recent that with Dr. Wu like crunching down food and like that entire arc.
I like that though. That didn't revile me, especially when he upturns the water and he just like is smacking the bottle to drink it quicker,
shoving seaweed into his mouth.
Yes.
So yeah, and then some lady yells at him and he puts the trash bag on her luggage, and then
so this is. To me, this was like the biggest thing. Like, okay, your boy's stand has evolved. Like, this is not something that he could have possibly done before. Like, he definitely has. He's got some sort of new ability. Okay, so here's wild, rampant speculation. So this is a spoiler for something. So I won't go. This is a spoiler for something I won't go into because I don't want to ruin the moment for anyone. But I think maybe he's controlling his own body with his stand.
That's why the mark's there.
So yeah, I think maybe the reason why the mark is there is he's using fun as a like self marionette to give himself like, because what he does in this scene is he's chewing gum and he throws the gum with enough force that it not only splatters on the suitcase and sticks, it also pins his bag onto it.
Maybe he'll be Hisoka and can just be like, you actually have
his bungee gum.
Yeah, bungee gum. He'll have dick energy,
which has the properties of both gum and rubber.
Or he's gonna do the three-man pose with the Planet Praiser and Gappy. Stop Jobin from shooting the car at them.
That would be incredible. But no, that is my speculation. I think he's unlocked a new ability where he can use fun on himself to amplify his own abilities. Physical abilities.
That's actually a pretty good idea. I like that one.
Thank you.
Let's see. So yeah, but then we get the Higashikata fruit parlor.
I screamed when they showed this.
Is this the first time we've seen the actual like fruit store?
No.
No?
The first time we saw it was in the real introduction to Jobin.
Okay.
When Jobin comes back from abroad, I think he's in like Thailand or something. Yeah, Taiwan.
We hear so much about this place, but I can't remember we actually got a good view of it like this.
Since last chapter's come out, I've been looking at a lot of just random JoJolion stuff, and I've been looking obsessively at the maps, because Araki has drawn several maps of this new version of Morio and pinpointing where spots are, and he always includes the fruit parlor, and I'm always like, oh, this is important. And then also like looking back, I'm gonna try and put a picture of this in the episode. If you like, I think last chapter's revelation about how there's supposedly weak land under where the baseball stadium, the condos, and everything is. That's all like
all these landmarks that we've been to at one point.
And I think we can assume that the fruit parlor is also on that. The only thing is, with the other thing, it seems like the big swaths of land that are what do you say? Like not built on is like the orchard. Okay, which is the one that Makurin wanted to buy.
All the land that doesn't have like a building or landmark on top of it. It's like the good fertile land, or even the Wall's Eye stuff maybe?
Yeah, the Wall Eyes are out in that direction too.
Still, maybe has some kind of significance to it. But yeah, so we see Norisuke, Hato, and Daya in there as well.
Which, when this scene happened in particular, I was like, holy shit, we're gonna get a fucking Bites the Dust arc right now in this scene, and I was very wrong. But when I saw, like, all these characters out in the open together, I was like, holy shit, no, I was wrong.
Oh my god, they're actually looking like a family.
I know. Seeing Norisuke smile looking at his daughters Norisuke. Seeing Norisuke smile when he looks at his daughters makes me happy.
And then knowing that he's going to be a corpse in a couple of days.
We don't know that for sure.
We don't know that for sure, but we'll see. But this, yeah, Tsurugi is then randomly sleeping on a sidewalk near a baby carriage, or is found out it's near a fountain.
This is fucking weird. I think we can attribute to this how Tsurugi has been saying how he's been blacking out. So I think that maybe he was probably with the family and just blacked out.
But yes, but he falls asleep near like a fountain, and then he has to stand out there, or just like manifest it on its own, maybe.
Yes.
And the baby almost touches it, but so I guess and the mother sees it too. So I'm not sure if, like, everyone can see his stand now.
I think it's kind of like there's certain stand like, well, because what he does is he'll take actual objects and then fold them. Yeah. So I think that they would see that. Because, like, before when he folded the phone.
Yeah, but sometimes it can move on its own still, though. So I wonder if it could probably see it weirdly moving.
And we do see it. There's a little sound effect. Like,
it always made a
so it looks like it is moving on its own here. As you said, like, it looks like it's manifesting by itself.
So, and the mom touches it instead, and the baby ends up in the fountain.
All right.
Tsurugi freaks out, and then like it just ends up in the fountain, which is kind of hilarious that he actually drew that.
It is also horrifying.
It's horrifying, but it's hilarious. Like, he shows, like, drew the baby in the fountain, like, drowning. I was like,
all
oh
right.
my god.
It's time. Rampant speculation, Mark II. So I know a lot of people... There's a lot of speculation. I try and avoid the speculation, because every time it's always wrong, and they're all dumb. But there's a lot of speculation that Gappy's true stand was going to be King Crimson. I don't know if you've heard this,
no.
But so people they looked at, like, the plunder ability, especially early on. They thought maybe he'll develop, or like this is really old. This honestly gave me bigger King Crimson vibes than anything, especially the way that we see it affect Ojiro at the end of the chapter.
Like, time cut and then something happened, and you just don't. But he kind of blacked out. Maybe he's doing that second personality kind of thing.
Yes, I honestly kind of got that too. So
we're gonna see him like pull his like dress off, and it's gonna be a really buff guy,
a really buff version of Tsurugi.
Yes.
Because more so with the Tsurugi part, it seemed like he was put on autopilot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like he didn't realize that he walked off the edge.
Do you remember, like, he had this serious face, like, just, like, not really caring or emoting kind of face to it?
Yes.
And this one, he's kind of freaking out, like knowing he's blacking out and all this crap's happening. Like, he brings up, like, the gate incidents, and, like, I blacked out there, too. I didn't have, like, a grudge against him. So it just happened to him. It wasn't me.
So I think it also is really funny how these chapters just happen to be coming out at the time when the TV anime is, like, deep into the final King Crimson arc.
Yeah.
But holy shit, I got also the part when his face starts to, like,
yeah, I wrote that.
Distort.
Face melts.
Holy shit.
Like, it's the disease working or something, or maybe that's the other body, or is that the personality, like, trying to form?
It looks like he's turning into poor Tom.
He does look like poor Tom.
Which is hilarious, and I love poor Tom.
So, he believes the illness is coming, but if he tells his family, they might want to do equivalent exchange. So
I also, sorry to interrupt again, but I also got extremely excited when he said the illness is coming, because this is what I've been waiting for. I knew forever that the climax of part 8 was going to be Tsurugi's illness coming in, because that was going to be, like, the culmination of all these different disparate events.
Yeah, but his family might want to do equivalent exchange if they find out. So maybe Norisuke did that to him. I'm gonna say Norisuke, because...
Don't say Norisuke.
I'm not gonna promise anything.
I'm gonna start calling you Samuel.
That's fine. It would be the first time someone called me that. It's a weird variation.
No one's ever called you Samuel.
I don't know, I had a Greek manager at one point. I would say that in a very Greek accent. It sounded like that.
Whatever, okay.
So, yeah. So we get that whole thing, and then... So maybe his body being there in that beginning of this whole, like, arc is just like... Maybe he did do equivalent exchange, but it kind of did something to his personality, because he kind of had that serious personality the entire time.
Yeah.
So maybe he didn't do it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So
also the one detail that I thought was interesting was he was saying maybe even Grandpa would do it. So it just shows like how desperate Norisuke would treat this.
So exactly. So maybe that could be that he did something like that, or maybe he took a bite of the new fruit or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. We haven't gotten our handy little Countdown to Harvest chapter, but naturally can assume that this is probably the next day.
This is after the gate, definitely, and
yeah, for sure. It's after the weird time that Jobin tried to have sex with his beetle and wife at the same time.
The hottest. So, but he also ends. There's a quote he does at the end before he bumps into Ojiro, where he says, "What do you need to be happy?" He kind of seemed because it had the quotes around some of the words, so it had to be kind of important. So
yes, that is a good catch. One of the things that I really enjoyed about this chapter, the more I think about this chapter, the more I think I really, really like it, is the scene where Tsurugi walks by all the older kids, and he thinks, like, he has this moment where he's like, if only I was that old, like, all these problems wouldn't exist, and maybe they won't exist.
Maybe I can play soccer with him, then donut a random gangster around these cliffsides over here. Yeah, another connection to part 5. He's near a cliffside and his kid's playing soccer.
Oh, fuck. He is King Crimson.
Yeah, there we go. Well, everything's connected like that, man.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah, he bumps into Ojiro on a cliff as where you would be at.
Uh-huh.
And he's
near a pine.
Yeah, this
is where we say pine.
And this is where we find, he acts like a weirdo, but it's where we find out he's looking for a dry cleaner, a money laundering dry cleaner that belongs to Damo, which is freaking crazy. And we get a great zoom in on his face, which is like...
Oh, I love that zoom in, yeah.
I really thought it was going to be the thumbnail, but it's not going to be.
The problem is, when I make thumbnails, I look for the non-text panels. It is a really fantastic close-up. If I had better drawing skills, I would try and clean that up.
And he's so tan now. I'm not sure if he got like a suntan just for being a surfer now compared to the last chapter. Maybe he was out of season when that started out, so now that the sun's out in summer, he's getting tan.
We know that at least some period of time has passed, because he originally was 22 in the beginning of part 8, and now he's 23. Which is also disgusting to think these characters are younger than me. That really ruins me mentally.
Because they're like they're at their peak already.
Yeah, they're at their peak.
Everybody's at their peak in JoJo. No matter how old you are, you're always at your peak. Let's look at Joseph. Like, he's always at his peak no matter what.
Except in part 4. Then he just died. He's like on death's door.
Yeah, then he cut his hand once. Like, I'm going to bleed out because I cut my hand. So, yeah. And then, yeah, they say, he's going to check the fruit parlor thing. He makes a connection to, everything. But he knows Tsurugi's name is the big thing in there.
And he even he's like, hey, your dad's going to go to prison. Because he's a fucking criminal.
Maybe I check out this fruit parlor. Maybe I'll find some stuff I shouldn't.
Yeah.
And then he also says he knew a ship doctor died on the cliffs where they're at, which is interesting because that means they're right by where the ship exploded and they run up to the shores.
Well, I think they're referring to where Kira died.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, remember they washed up on shore and then he put the fruit in them, and then that's when they sunk in. So it means they're near the wall's eyes as well. Because they're near because if you find out they're near the estate. So he's looking for the fruit. Says he's probably worth a good couple million. So he's looking for money, I guess, and not like for detective work. Or is he just telling him that?
Well, he's definitely working with Macaron. This is the weirdest thing. Macaron is the most interesting character to me right now because I don't know what her motivations are besides
ruining Mitsuba.
Yeah, she just seems to be motivated to ruin Mitsuba.
I want good money to have Mitsuba in a stand fight against her.
Oh my god, if Macaron gets a stand,
that'd be amazing. Oh. But, like, I'm just seeing Mitsuba, like, fight, like, this like, chunky single mother. Like, and he's so good.
Yeah, they do say she's a single mother.
So, he asks it over, you can get the fruit. Tsurugi's freaking out with all this thoughts in his head going now.
Mm-hmm.
Ojiro goes to he's telling him the cliff is dangerous, but then he goes, like, tell him to get him off of there, and then he, like, teleports, like, or he ends up at the edge of the cliff, but hangs on by the tree.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating, because this is when we first real tease of, like, something's going on with Tsurugi. There's a lot of speculation is going to happen.
Yes, there's a lot of signs that are pointing to something is horribly wrong with Tsurugi right now.
It could be the King Crimson kind of power. Maybe he has a weird like perception, like reality perception. This is one of the comments I think I read for the chapter. Like he has a weird like reality perception.
That's true.
Which could be a new thing for him. But, Rocky always kind of has a new power to kind of take time or space kind of thing, and this could definitely be the space one.
So to me, the thing that I found really interesting was he doesn't seem to come into contact with any of Tsurugi's origami, which is generally like the trigger
or maybe
for the stand.
Touching Tsurugi himself can do that?
Yeah, because it seems like he did touch Tsurugi. The one thing, this is the one thing I wanted to like really dive into was we don't see like Tsurugi's hand really take damage, which is the condition for...
Well, there's other thing later that might show it off. But,
yeah, okay, so let's keep going.
His fingers are falling off the tree, and then, he realizes he has a stand, and the family must all have stands, so he finds that revelation out. And then, Jobin finds Tsurugi at home. I believe he was, sleeping, right?
Yeah.
On the doorstep or on the couch.
He's on the couch.
It's just a really weird looking couch. It looks like a freaking step.
The whole Higashikata house is very weirdly postmodern.
So, and then he tells Jobin about Ojiro, but Jobin doesn't know him at all, so he's really confused about this entire thing. And so he finds a potted plant in a window, and the potted plant knocked over and the window's open. So that means
and there's a muddy footprint.
Footprint. So it must probably mean Ojiro went in there, touched or poked him with something to put the mark on him. So
we never actually saw that. So it's pretty safe to assume that he did that. To Tsurugi
and put the phone in his hand as well.
Yes, so, which we do see if you notice.
Yeah, someone pointed that out.
I didn't notice that until this second go through right now.
Nice little thing they had on there. So there's no sign of anyone in the house, in the plant beetle room, and and Tsurugi finds out he has a weird mark on his hand. He can't get it off. It looks very familiar. So he's also holding his cell phone that isn't his. He keeps freaking out about that. So you find out that Ojiro is using his stand from the phone to take pictures of the new fruit and everything that's going on, recorded on video of it and send it to his phone. And so he basically has proof to ruin the Higashikata family. And he calls his girlfriend at it and sends it to her. So he sent this stuff to her.
Yes.
Already.
So that's what I said earlier. He's already succeeded.
Yeah, he won.
So I don't know what he's going to... Because, part 1 makes it seem like there's going to be a fight. Yeah. So.
But now he said he wants to go get the fruit now. Which I don't know, in case he really wants that new fruit, because there's just big emphasis on it, because I guess Tsurugi was looking at it a lot. But then it just ends with Jobin needs to think.
Yeah, which is hilarious. One thing I thought was interesting was Jobin seemingly was aware that there was someone watching, so he intentionally goes into every drawer to kind of
throw him off.
Yeah, to throw him off, but of course we know that it didn't work.
Yeah, he basically took a picture of every single thing that looked. Because I'm not sure if he live stream because he could tell what he could see.
I think it was a picture. I think he said that Tsurugi said video is being recorded.
Yeah, it was at the end of the video, but he was taking pictures of he took the picture of the fruit. So could he just tell make Tsurugi to take pictures wildly until he got something?
Probably that's possible. Because so unless we're to assume that he has unlocked a new ability, so the big thing that was a important thing that Araki emphasized initially with Ojiro was that he would always the idea of him being over you was something that he could communicate through the speech bubbles or the sound effects of thump, 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 him running. So with this, we don't really get any of that.
He's I think he learned from that, and he's crawling on the rooftop now for the most part.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, he's doing it more stealthily, but also you have to think he needs to use his senses to hear where they are too, because it's not like he's got an extra sensory ability.
He could be having his ear on the ground.
That's true.
On the roof, maybe just crawling around. He's just a lot weirder now.
I like to believe that he has developed a new ability that gives him an awareness for where the person is to make his stand even stronger.
We'll see, because he had enough balls to go downstairs and knowing that they have stands and probably knowing that Jobin's there.
Very true. I do love that we see the scene of Ojiro on top of the building. We see the entirety of the orchard, burned down orchards and the walleyes and I think it's a really cool shot.
Also, it's a weird technique. I send you an image.
I love that thing that they do.
So weird.
Hey, Makorin.
After watching so many Isekai Quartet where you had that one, the teacher that speaks
Oh, I fucking hate that character. The ReZero character.
Is he ReZero? Okay, I thought so. Yeah, he does that really long emphasis on it. Most people do.
I hate that character so much.
People find that show aggravating.
Yeah, whatever. So overall, as I think we kind of, I've said it already, I like this chapter more now.
Yeah.
I really love all the things it's setting up. The potential of Tsurugi having a King Crimson-esque stand is really neat.
We're not sure yet if it works. It's going to be a King Crimson thing or maybe that weird reality perception warp thing.
That makes a lot more sense, but the idea of it being King Crimson reference is fun.
Yeah, that aspect is fun. But we still don't know completely, especially with him blacking out and kind of turning to a different a motionless person. even though the boss is like way more emotional than
Mm-hmm.
than this, like Tsurugi just doesn't care. Like someone could just like be like, kid got head crushed in front of him, didn't bat an eye.
Yeah, it's definitely taking a turn I wasn't expecting.
Even seeing his grandfather's corpse and not really caring.
Yeah, we still need to. We need to know more.
Or maybe the illness is evolving, so like that it's like
it's taking over the person. Rather
Yeah,
than,
something like
just
that.
turning them into a rock.
Is it a weird evolved version of it? So I don't know, because maybe the one the kids got, since Jobin was the firstborn, maybe he had, I don't know, maybe something with the family or him surviving kind of triggered something. I don't know, because maybe the stuff likes to evolve in JoJo. Maybe the disease evolved as well, especially with the weird face melting. I thought they just turned to rock.
Yeah, that was a big red flag, or really interesting thing to me. I was not expecting,
because it was just like they would turn to a rock, right? That was like the disease.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird how the face melting is a thing.
Yeah,
Turning to poor Tom.
Unfortunately,
Maybe he's turning to a rock person.
I was kind of thinking about that, because the one thing we know about the rock people is that they really are like innately evil. Like they have, there's one of the Rocky would do these like long bios on the rock people, and the one thing that was like 95% of relationships between rock people ends with murder or something like. So there is this innate sort of nefariousness to rock people. So I could see if he is becoming one, it is making him do horrible things. You know what I mean?
He's blacking out and becoming that.
Crushing the girl, crushing Mina. Where even Tsurugi's like, I had no ill will against her. I don't know why she would be hurt.
I kind of want to look back and maybe if she touched him, maybe that made her like warp into the gate or something like that.
I like pored over those pages before when that happened, and there was no real like
contact.
Yeah, there was no real contact or even indication that Tsurugi was there until at the end when the one house mom or whatever mom was like, oh my god, Tsurugi was right by the fence, or the one little girl said that, I forget. And
we still had the whole thing with the doctor watching him as well at the school.
Yeah, so I wanted to mention, we don't even see Yasuo or my boy, what's his name?
Ray? Or Josuke?
No, the, oh my god, how I forget his name? The cheater. The guy who's stealing Yasuo away.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
JoJo names are impossible to remember. So
that is true, but I think we still have that stuff to deal with, because she went off with him, right?
She did go off with him.
Toru.
Yeah, I just realized we didn't see any Gappy.
No Gappy, no
in this
Toru.
chapter at all.
No Ray, like there's no one.
Hilarious.
But because they gotta deal with this stuff, because I mean stuff they're gonna
Toru. We didn't see any Toru.
I said Toru.
Did you?
I just said it now.
Oh.
I said it before you looked it up. You're too engrossed in looking it up.
I missed it.
So yeah, it's interesting because now we're focusing so much focus on Tsurugi, and especially I keep building Jobin up to whatever. We just don't know where this is climaxing to still.
Yeah, but I really do like the way that it's developing. I think Araki's very much taking his time. He's created a situation where we know where an endpoint is, but he has so much time to fill in all these little gaps. And
I feel like this is the first time too where like the main the only time they ever fight a stand like for a second time, like enemy stand is for like the main villain for the most part. Where this is like we're just other than Whole Horse is the only one I could think of returning stand either they have to fight again. But and
Whole Horse thing is kind of like he's a joke. Like that whole thing was like a funny farce chapter.
Him and Boingo came back that one time.
Yeah. And the whole thing with like him, it was all about like the playing around with the destiny idea again. Yeah. Of like, if I shoot these 4 bullets in there, will they blah blah blah?
Half the time you don't even Boingo they didn't even know they were fighting him. Yeah. So, but it's still interesting. Like the first time we're actually seeing like someone fight and stand again, but someone different fighting them is like we're seeing them kind of using it the same way.
Yeah, in like 35 years, it's the only time I've ever seen Araki bring back a minor villain like this.
Exactly. Yes.
Maybe okay. No, because I was thinking of Dyer coming back or was it Dyer or Straits? I always mix them up.
Straits came. It was Straits.
Straits came back as a vampire, but Straits wasn't a minor villain. Straits was a friend.
Yeah, he was a supporting character, and then he also came back as completely different, not like just Haman based, and he came back vampire based. I think part 3 is the only one that really had that kind of stuff that wasn't a main villain. But even then, like I don't know. we'll see what happens, because, we can't, any speculation just be like, this fight goes on, maybe we'll learn Speed King. I'm just kind of curious what he's going to do going down there to get the plant.
Yeah, I want to see Speed King do shit.
It looked like he was going down there himself. So. Yeah, maybe I should get 100% confirmation of what Speed King does.
It'd be nice after 86 chapters, or 87 chapters, to finally know what Speed King does.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Because I feel like that's I feel like Speed King's such a red herring. I feel like there's no way that it's just...
Heat stuff up.
That is just making things hot. The idea of it being more like controlling like speed of atoms and to heat things is more interesting to me, but
friction.
Kinda.
We'll see. You have any predictions we think's gonna happen in the next?
Well, I think we can assume that the next chapter is probably going to be a fight between these three characters. I
just don't know unless his stand is in himself that he did. Like, I don't know how he's gonna compete with like Jobin.
I think that'd be really interesting. Because, okay, let's imagine what he could do with his stand. So, if he has control over his stand like a marionette, because that's how we see it kind of work in the earlier chapters, he could just have his body, like, slide along the roof with the person so that he doesn't ever lose his lock on that person.
I also think he doesn't want to kill. He wants to ruin their. I don't think he wants to kill any of them, because when Tsurugi was falling off the cliff, he didn't want Tsurugi to die, so he kind of caught him.
He also has murdered a woman in the past before.
He has.
So he has corrupted morals for sure.
So he's like Rohan, where he's like a terrible person.
Rohan didn't murder a woman though.
Yeah, but he basically like enslaved like a guy.
Yeah, Rohan's pretty terrible. I'm not gonna say he's not, but he's not a murderer.
I'm pretty sure like most of the characters murder people, though.
That's true.
Everybody's a murderer in JoJo. It's like not like a thing to bat their eye.
Is it murder when you kill a rock person?
I mean,
is it murder when I kill a cow? They're a different species.
I don't know. You don't eat the rock people, though.
I don't know. They might be tasty.
I mean, Josuke did it in public eye. No one batted an eye because they just turned to rock.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Cats did worse. Like,
which one?
And in part 5, all murder multiple people.
But they're professional, like, gangsters. Like, they're professional. They're professional criminals.
Josuke turned a serial killer into a rock.
He didn't kill him though.
A fate worse than death.
Honestly, much worse. But he deserved it.
Most of the part 6 class killed people.
They're also criminals. Like, literally.
I mean, JoJolion got framed for murder.
She's still. Honestly,
then killed multiple.
I don't want to get too into this, but JoJolion's pretty like complicit with that fucking crime. She was framed in the fact that one other person got off that shouldn't have.
I'm pretty sure most of the part 3 high schoolers killed multiple people.
Actually, I don't think Rocky goes out of his way to say retired for most of the part 3 villains.
They killed. I mean,
I think Superfly might have died.
I'm very sure Superfly was dead because his tongue was ripped out and you don't really live without your tongue.
I don't remember who killed him. Probably Jojo.
It was, Cat Queen.
Alright, whatever.
And then Hangman was killed by
Polnareff
and Vanilla Ice. So, I don't know. There's a lot of murder. Leave a comment about what JoJo protagonist
has the biggest body count.
Yeah, has the biggest body count. Confirmed body count.
That's
my really money funny. Would probably be
Johnny. Johnny kills everyone.
Johnny or Gyro. Johnny, Gyro, or one of the.
I think Johnny kills more people. Well, Gyro is literally an executioner, so Gyro actually does kill the most people.
In the part, not like in their backstory, because executioner is a job.
It's a job. Where Johnny kills people for fun.
Yeah, he kills them.
Recreational.
He gets in the way of the race. So yeah.
All right.
I'm curious. Leave a comment.
Yeah, that's our comment of the week. Who do you think has the highest body count in all of JoJo? Gappy's getting up there. Gappy's killed. Well, this also comes back. Is it considered murder if you're killing a rock person? I'm going to say no, because they're not real.
If there's a body to be left, then it would count, but since he just turned the rock...
I like that that's your distinction. Like, if murder leaves a body...
Because Gappy literally killed someone in the street and no one cared because he thought it was a rock.
So if I kill someone by completely incinerating them, is that...
They didn't... Well, at least they would leave and not turn to a rock, so... That's how to count the body. So yeah, that's your question. Anything else you want to add?
Okay, really quick. Look, I just looked back in a couple chapters. It's really cool to me how the Rokakaka is developing. Because if you look at what Jobin initially did to graft it to the cactus, he literally just like lopped off a huge piece of the cactus and jammed it in there and just glued it. Now, if you look at the way it looks like, the Rokakaka has like, it's grown a considerable girth, and it's got like these really cool like root tendrils coming from it. I'm trying to find a picture of it. I mean, that does not look like a cactus to me.
Natalie completely wrapped up the cactus.
Yeah, the way that it's developing is really cool looking, and I just think that's really cool, and I wanted to mention it.
I'm excited to see what that goes into, but kind of hoping we get a countdown like number at some point during this, because you gotta add to your timeline.
I need it. I know my timeline has gone. Like the last 2 chapters, there hasn't really been a big reveal to add to it.
So, anything else you want to add?
That's really it. I did want to mention this.
Great chapter, though.
Yeah, it was a good chapter. Very good. Araki Sensei, you're doing very good. I do want to mention, as we're closing out, we are also on No, we're not on
Spotify?
The one we're not on. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes.
Uh-huh.
We're on Stitcher.
Yes.
You can listen to Jokakaka wherever you like. Probably should have plugged that in the beginning of the podcast.
That's fine. Their plug part.
Honestly, probably going to come up on those places sooner than YouTube, because I'm planning on doing a little bit of editing on the YouTube video. Mm-hmm. But regardless, please check us out in those places, especially on iTunes. If you leave us well, actually, is it even iTunes anymore? It's called like Apple Podcasts now.
I think
they're getting rid of iTunes.
Are they? That's right. It was called the iStore for a long time too.
So
wherever that is,
check us out on Apple Podcasts. I'm saying with a eyebrow raise.
Check out where podcasts mostly are.
Yeah, leave us reviews anywhere you can. Also, leave a comment.
Yes, if you're watching on YouTube,
I love reading comments.
Yes, comment,
subscribe. That's very important.
All that fun stuff.
Our last video really blew up. Actually, it got a ton of likes, and I think the likes are important. So if you want our content to be seen by more eyes, give us more likes, please.
Yes. We should be having another part 5 podcast upcoming soon, but listen to our last one, which was about the Oasis and Green Day arc.
Yes.
With the Requiem coming soon. And
very exciting.
So we have a Hunter discussion one we have.
New episode should be out soonish.
I'm going to be grinding out the last 10 chapters tomorrow, hopefully. And yeah, but check out the Hunter exam and York New. We have episodes of those. And then we have some other ideas for some other stuff we're going to do, especially with part 5 finishing up in a couple weeks or a month. So we might do kind of like what we've been watching or recommendation kind of podcast. Not sure if you guys would be interested in that, but we kind of stuff we've been reading we want to talk about.
Yeah, leave us a comment if you're interested.
You have no idea. Some stuff we just want to discuss.
It's true.
Even if the other one doesn't really care too much about it, we will just discuss about it. It's like that both ways here.
We'll see how that goes. I don't know. I have my doubts on how that could turn out, but we'll see.
I don't know. We have some other ideas going too, so we'll see. And we have a bunch of seasonal anime endings too, so we might have some episodes about some stuff we really like. We're not sure if we want to do one anime or just have them bunched up. We're still kind of thinking about that, or mixed bag of everything. So yeah,
if you are interested in seeing more of our content, just subscribe, click that bell, I guess. Is that a thing people do?
That's a notification thing, so you'll know when the episode comes out.
You can be the first to comment first.
Yeah, you can type in first.
You can type in first, and be epic cool.
Be that really cool guy. And then, so yeah, and I think that's pretty much it, yeah. So yeah, check us out next time then in July when chapter 88 comes out.
So yeah, there still has not been a hiatus for a bit. So yeah, we get another chapter in July.
I know, but let's discuss whenever that happens what we're gonna do for the hiatus month, which
that'll be fun.
What weird media we got, either Rohan chapters or
probably Rohan chapters.
No Diesel number 2, so
Sad.
unfortunately.
Sad. I would pay so much money for more Diesel.
The end of the comic line saying here's chapter 2 coming soon. No. So yeah, thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, thank you very much. Have a good night, day, wherever you may be meeting us. Bye.